Hi guys, good morning, coffee time. Good stuff, thank you, Lord. Okay, I'd like you to listen to this video to the end. This kind of involves the early church and early worship, and it's been lost in many cases throughout the centuries and decades. I did a few videos on this, but I never posted them, and I think it's time I post them, because I don't think people understand the actual aspect of it. There's a friend to the channel, A Storm Is Coming. He creates a lot of songs and in different genres, and they're quite beautiful. The words are actually excellent. It's inspired from the heart. And we don't realize the aspect of song. Song is actually a very ancient tradition. But when it comes to the early church, okay, in many senses, the early church sang, okay, and in fact, many of the earliest songs of the church were psalms. They were chants. Today we call them chants, Gregorian chants, even Catholic chants, Orthodox chants. But what they really are is prayer and parts of the Bible and the liturgy. Many people don't realize that, and many people prefer the semi-concert of some churches. But dig deep down into the ancient melodies. Why was singing so important? Singing the praises of God, okay, but it was also prayer. Now, many people falsely associate this with meditation, but there's some truth to it, okay? Because you see, prayer and meditation pretty much go hand in hand. The early church prayed on a verse, and they meditated or thought deeply as they could on the verse itself or the chapter. And one of the easiest ways for our youth to remember is through song and praise. It's no different than going, USA, USA, USA. Is that not a chant? You see, people in the modern world don't realize that's associated with prayer, okay? And there's a fine line between what is prayer and song, just so you know. But truly, entertainment is a different aspect. Do we go to church to be entertained by a song? Or do we hear the words of the song and they touch our heart? And can we apply that to our faith? And like I said, the earliest churches sang. Russian Orthodox, if you ever go to a Russian Orthodox Mass, they speak as if they are singing. It's very fluent. Yes, it's in Russian, but they're speaking the entire time, but the speech is in song. Up, down, they carry the words. The Latin Mass is literally Psalms, is what it's about. And don't knock it until you've tried it, because it's actually quite powerful. When you understand what they're singing and that prayer or psalm is in the background, this is about reverence, okay? reverence. There's a little bit of difference between the early church, Catholics and Orthodox, and Christianity. We see it in the cross. Okay, cross in the earliest churches has the crucified version of Christ on the cross. And the modern church is, oh no, no, he is risen. And they do not have Jesus on the cross. Why is that a big deal? Well, without Jesus' pain and suffering for ourselves, coming here and taking that upon himself, he would never have risen. And most people associate this, again, with idol and idolatry. And they don't understand the aspect of the word of idol. Idol was literally a pagan symbol. Jesus, Yeshua, on the cross. What about him is pagan? Can I ask you? What is pagan about the Son of Man? You see, people don't understand. And that's why there's two sides of the cross. Okay, it actually comes in three. Christ came for us, died for us, and rose again. Everything's in threes when it comes to the Trinity and when it comes to God. Sure, there are sevens and everything like that, but when it comes to matter of spirit, it's always of three. That's why there's a mockery, 666. It's a multiple of three. Don't you get it? Oh, I'm going to be higher. Satan wanted to be higher, a throne higher than the Most High, a multiplier. That's why it's a mockery. Twice, 333 is 666. Shocking. No one ever puts that together. That's what Satan is doing. That's the mockery. Okay, the dark one, whatever you want to call him. But you see that aspect of song. the early churches, Cathos and Orthos, the Mass is about reverence and glory. Modern Christianity, it's about class. It's actually not Mass, it's church. It's a class or a speech. What do you think sermon means? Speech. It's a speech about verses. It's an educational experience. And then there's celebration through song. Celebration. They're two very distinctively different aspects of religion, not faith. And everyone gives God's glory in their own way, as long as they're giving God his glory. Excuse me. In my posts or comments or communities, I forget what it is anymore, but I will post two videos. One is they call it a Catholic chant, but it's actually a prayer, and I will post what people typically call a Gregorian chant, which is prayer, and hopefully I can have the translation for both of them in there for you. The Gregorian ones are a little bit harder to find the translation, at least for me. But look later today for that. I actually have to run out shortly here in the morning. And also in that post section or community section, I reposted the video I did on ChatGPT. And one of the reasons being is, see, ChatGPT has now gone to a new version, if you will, an upgraded version. But I still want you to realize the dangers that ChatGPT is, and all OpenAI is pretty much an open source Ouija board. See that name, Source? Source. That's what a lot of the New Age calls God. God. And what is Source? Source, well, it's all about Earth, okay? Who's the prince of the airways? Source. Is the source of sin. That's the mockery. Again, people don't understand the language and the mockery within in our innocence and ignorance. But anyway, if you get a chance, please, like I said, look for them later. The videos I'll post. One is it just happens to be listed as Catholic. Look, if the word Catholic offends you, uh, I can't help that. Okay, it's ridiculous. Your very Bible comes from the Catholic Church. Okay, so please, I really don't want to. Oh, they're no good. Listen, I could care less about the church or a denomination. Okay, but the fact is the Catholics and Orthos was the earliest churches. And for 1,400 years, everything was hunky-dory. And then man got involved. An earthly king. Not a king of kings, but a king on earth. King James. Anyway, food for thought.